What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Road to TF5. This is just a web series. We're talking about Transformers 5. This is episode number 33, and there hasn't been a whole lot going on lately. Just hasn't been a whole lot at all until now. And it's not like this is anything big, but it is at least something, and I think it's worth talking about. So, just a little bit over a week ago, it was Hasbro Investors Day. And what that is that Hasbro presents to potential investors a bunch of things that are going on right now and going on for the future so that they can help each other make money. Essentially, that's what it all comes down to. So, some of the things they presented are statistics. Revenue statistics, such as, now this is very, very interesting. This was taken from TFW2005.com, and that is when the movies came out in 2007, 2009, 2011, 2014, the sales spiked. Hasbro's revenue spiked for a pretty tall increase. Quite an increase indeed. So you can see what's going on here. And that really shows the investors that when a movie comes out, you know, now, I mean, that is a good time for potential money-making opportunities. Another thing that they showed was the shared community, such as storytelling, connecting, and participation via social media. With regards to storytelling, what's really exciting is that Hasbro is partnering up with Machinima so that they could have a collaboration to produce a Transformers online web series that has to do with the Combiner Wars. Now that is really, really exciting. That's something to be very, very excited about. As for connecting, that's all about you know, all the conventions that are going on, like Comic-Con and BotCon. And as for participation, it's all about social media. Now, what you notice on the revenue side of things is that they showed the logo for Transformers 5. Now, while this is an official logo, it is still tentative because after all, they don't have a title for Transformers 5. They're just calling it Transformers 5. Now, the logo looks like this. Now, we have seen a logo before, and it was shown back in last year when they were presenting the future for the Transformers brand back in 2014. So in 2015 and 2016, they have animated series going on, and then in the second quarter of 2017, we have the movie. And here you see the first time they presented the logo, and now here is the latest logo for Transformers 5. Pretty cool, but that's what they're calling it for now. There is no official title yet, just because they don't even really have a script. They have an idea and they have the story worked out, but they don't have an actual script, so it's not quite an appropriate time to give it a title yet. Okay? Now, what's also exciting is that they also presented new brands, such as this Hanazuki Full of Treasures, which has nothing to do with Transformers, but then there's this, Transformers Micronauts. Now, what is that all about? All I remember is the name. I don't remember a whole lot about it. I didn't even know that it connected with Transformers in any way whatsoever, but apparently it does, based on what Hasbro is showing us now, but we'll get more into that later. The next thing I want to do is I want to present to you a couple of questions from fans of the Ragin Nation, and these questions have a lot to do with what I'm going to talk about next, okay? So, Mud Shafiq Hamka asks, Alex, should we be worried about who's writing Transformers 5? I mean, Akiva Goldsman also wrote Batman and Robin, and everybody hated that film. Now, that is a very legitimate concern, but Akiva Goldsman has worked on a lot of better films since then. Batman and Robin is an earlier credit to his name. And it came out, that was like, what is it, 1996, 1997? So that was a long, long time ago, okay? He's gotten a lot better now, and he is also an Academy Award-winning writer, okay? I don't think that's anything we need to be concerned about. And another question comes from Slade Nicholas Khan. Hi, Alex. Good evening. I have a question for you. Speaking of Allspark, since Evil Lockdown is dead, when Optimus fly to Sky from Earth, do you think TF5, the Allspark, what keeps in Lockdown's ship? That's where Ratchet and Leadfoot Spark taken out. To safety or to reform the new Autobots? Right? I'm not sure if we don't know. The rumors didn't Teal me yet to wait in 2017. Let me know. Thanks, Alex. So, you know what? I don't think that anything you've mentioned will have anything to do with what's going on in Transformers 5. Now, the reason why I know that is because they don't even have a script yet. They don't have a script yet. And to top things off, Akiva Goldsman isn't writing Transformers 5. He's the script supervisor for, or rather, the, not a script supervisor. He's leading the writing room team. He's the leader of the writer's room. Okay, he's the head of the writer's room. He's supervising the writer's room. He is not the writer for Transformers 5. And that is why in all my previous reports, when I mentioned Akiva Goldsman's name, I always mentioned that he is scripting Transformers 5. He isn't writing it. Okay, it's a big difference. I don't know what that difference is, but at least he is not giving a writer's credit, okay, in terms of who is actually writing Transformers 5. It might be story by Akiva Goldsman, but he's not the writer in terms of the dialogue. You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, the how things play out in the movie. Okay, so once again, he is the supervisor for the writers' room. Okay, he's not writing Transformers 5. And this applies to both questions. Okay. Now, the newest development about this about what's going on right now is that not only is Akiva Goldsman the head of the writers' room for Transformers 5, apparently Hasbro and Paramount want him to do the same thing for the Micronauts. Okay. So does that mean there's going to be a Micronauts a film? Or is this something that is going to be happening in a TV series, or an animated TV series? I don't know. They didn't mention anything specifically in full detail. All they mentioned, all that these articles mentioned, is that Akiva Goldsman is going to be working in the writers' room once again in Micronauts, as well as for the next G.I. Joe film. That's right. You heard it right now. From here, that is Akiva Goldsman is going to be leading another writer's room for G.I. Joe. Okay, third installment of G.I. Joe, led by Akiva Goldsman. Okay, apparently Hasbro and Paramount thought that the experience for the writers' room was so positive that they want Akiva Goldsman back for not only Transformers but also Micronauts and G.I. Joe. Okay, but we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Transformers. So, what is going on with Transformers 5? Who is going to write Transformers 5? Well, right now, negotiations are underway to get Iron Man writers Art Markham and Matt Holloway to write Transformers 5, along with Black Hawk Down writer Ken Nolan. Now, I have no problem with that whatsoever, mainly because Iron Man was great, okay, and it had a lot to do with the writing, along with Robert Downey Jr.'s acting, in a great direction from Jon Favreau. And Black Hawk Down is one of my favorite films of all time, and that was written by Ken Nolan. So we got three very talented writers, three very great writers, and they're in negotiation to be writing Transformers 5. Now, as you can see right here, it's a writing partner. You know, a duo of writers, Art Markham and Matt Holloway, who work together, just like how Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci work together. And then you have Ken Nolan. Now, I don't know how that's going to work, and if it's going to work well, considering we know what happened when Alex Kurtzman and Roberto Orci worked with Aaron Kruger. Now, that didn't turn out well with Revenge of the Fallen. So, hopefully they don't have a repeat of this, but at least we know that these are three very good writers. Okay, so, just to confirm things, Akiva Goldsman is not the writer for Transformers 5. It's possible that these three writers will be instead. As for everybody else, who knows what's going to happen with these other writers who participated in the writers' room, but at some point in time, one of them or several of them are going to be writing a Transformers film. Okay. Now, why are they doing this whole writers' room thing to begin with? Why is this a thing? Well, writers' room isn't like anything new. It's happened before in many, many films. But to apply this type of style of creativity to Transformers is something new. Okay? And what's so significant about this is that the main reason why this is happening is because it works so well in television. A lot of the writers that they're getting for the writers' room have credits in television. And not just television, but also superhero films, like Marvel films, right? But most importantly, a lot of these writers do have experience in television, and you know the big thing now is television. Alright, a lot of these continuing series, they're really, really popular today, and mainly because of how well these stories are told. And that is why we have a lot of these writers from TV gathered in this writer's room. So, I really don't know what that's going to bring to the table, but I can imagine it's got to be something better than the previous 4 films. Alright, so they're really putting a lot of attention to detail into the creative process of Transformers 5. Hopefully it doesn't get our expectations too high, but in a way I feel that I don't think Transformers 5 is going to be bigger than the previous 4 films. I think it's going to be better, but not in a big way. I think it's going to be better in terms of storytelling. I don't think it's going to be bigger in terms of the spectacle and the action, like Michael Bay style. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to have more substance, which is a good thing. This is going to be a game-changing thing, and it's something that I need, that I feel that the Transformers franchise needs. Okay? So anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. I mean, we're really getting very, very little developments. But you know what? Another concern of mine is, okay, we got three potential writers here. They got to start writing this thing, okay? They should have announced a director in September or October, but they don't even have that yet, and it has a lot to do with the fact that they don't even have a script yet. The director would obviously love to see the script first before they commit to directing a movie, all right? If you don't even have a script, then, you know, what is the director going to work with, all right? But anyways, even though we think that, you know, we're heading into 2016, they should have a director and all this other stuff, there's still plenty of time, to be completely honest. I mean, they were able to still complete a film like Revenge of the Fallen with a writer's strike. Even though it didn't turn out great, they were still able to pull it off. And second, if a director has the work ethic and the efficiency like Michael Bay, then they can really, really make it happen. Okay, they just got to work fast and just work completely around the clock and on the ball, and that's gonna make it work. And maybe they'll start filming in summer of 2016 and make it for that summer of 2017 release. As for those other films, or well, what's Micronauts and G.I. Joe, I believe that the soonest we're going to see them is 2018 and 2019. You can't have too many of Hasbro and Paramount production in the same year. So I'm thinking 2017 Transformers, 2018 G.I. Joe, 2019 Micronauts, who knows, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there. But the most important thing is that we have 3 potential writers for Transformers 5. They got to get the ball rolling, sign the dotted line, freaking complete the negotiation, and get it moving. I'm waiting for that next big announcement, and that is who's going to be directing Transformers 5. But the first thing we're most likely going to get is that we're going to find out who is actually writing Transformers 5. Anyways, that's all I gotta say in this video. I'm gonna have more updates for you guys because, you know, things are actually happening now and the ball is starting to roll. And that's all I gotta say. As always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name's Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. And that was paint them metallic gray, dark metallic gray, or gunmetal. I thought that made the vehicles look very